Hi, Dr. Dan here, and I want to talk to you a moment about understanding infertility. And I think that starts with a conversation and breaking down the difference between not physically being able to conceive or carry a child full term versus having something that's just interfering with your body's ability to do so. And most of the women that we've worked with, we've had hundreds of couples over the last decade that we've worked with and helped them conceive naturally. And most of them fall into that latter category of there's something that's interfering with their body's ability to conceive. And there's four key points that I really want to address today. I think this is really important, especially when it comes to understanding what it takes to be successful from a natural perspective. The first is you can't fix what you don't understand. So what do we mean by that? Well, you can't apply a solution if you don't know what the problem is. And so people are trying, you may have found yourself trying different medications or special supplements or, reading a book and timing everything out. But that doesn't mean that's what you need. And so you have to really dig in to understand what you may actually be in need of. And that comes to the second point, which is it's usually not a single problem. Most people are looking for a really big problem. When it comes to fertility, I'm going to tell you, it's the finite imbalances that add up to create a big issue. It's these really small issues that accumulate over time and they really interfere with the problem. And if it's not corrected, well, it continues to worsen. So you feel further and further away from that potential. But that's the whole key, is to dig in and find out what's unique about you. And that's the third piece, which is you have to look deeper, but deeper doesn't mean more complex. You don't need to look for these really, really complex problems. What you have to do is look at what we call root physiology. And there's five key categories we call the 5 eyes of infertility that we've just seen over time. The first is chronic inflammation. And you can actually measure your inflammation, and there's specific markers that you're going to want to look at. You want to look at chronic infections or imbalances in the bacteria or the microbes in the body, and you'd be surprised what's in there. Number 3 is an imbalance in your hormones. And this is where I'm saying those little bitty imbalances, they may seem really small, but they can accumulate and create a big issue. So that's the third eye. The fourth is going to be insulin resistance. So you really got to make sure that that insulin and that blood sugar is dialed in. And the fifth is going to be an imbalance in your nutrients and iron specifically. We see that time and time again. So more iron just by itself, right? So we have to look at these things, and you want to really understand what's unique about you, because that's the only way you're going to get a very effective solution, and an outcome is something that is unique to you. And so that brings us to the last point, which is don't compare yourself to someone else's outcomes. What worked for them is not going to necessarily work for you unless you have exactly the same issues. There's so many things that can accumulate to create these issues, and you want to understand, is that going on with you? And how much do you need of that, or how much correction is going to be right for you? So I hope that helps you understand maybe why you have been struggling or what you have been trying has not been working for you. And if you want to work with me and my team, the next step is to just book an evaluation, and it's going to be incredibly thorough. We're going to ask you questions no one's ever asked you. We're going to really dig in to really start to understand the beginning of that whole aspect, which is what is unique about your situation and what's the unique solution that's going to work for you. So we look forward to talking to you. We look forward to helping you, and hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.